Content marketing is hands down my favorite way of growing a business, but creating an awesome piece of content can take so much of our time. Then after publishing it, we basically just move on to creating our next piece of content. Honestly, it can be exhausting, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve for you to use to just take one piece of really great content and then repurpose it in many different ways, which lets you scale outward, basically attracting lots of new people into your business every day. The most effective way of getting more eyes on your content is to repurpose it for multiple platforms because honestly, let's face it, not everybody's on your website. Not everybody is on YouTube or Instagram. Some people might hang out much more on another platform. And ideally, we want to get to all these people where they already are hanging out, right? So by adding just a few touches to your existing content, you'll be able to repurpose one single piece without all the hassle of creating a new thing from scratch. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume you're starting with a blog post, but whatever you're starting out with, whether it's a video or a podcast, whatever it is, you can still repurpose it in all the different ways I'm about to share. And this is going to allow you to stop stressing over creating new content from scratch. It's going to let you get more organic search engine traffic, reach more potential customers with your content marketing, and devote more time towards the more important things like making sales in your business. So with all that out of the way, let's look at all the different ways that you can repurpose your blog post. First up is create a video. Videos are huge right now, especially YouTube. Speaking from experience here, people just generally prefer watching videos to reading, so why not simply take the content you've already written and take your smartphone out and just teach the material, just like how I'm teaching you in this video. And how you deliver it is up to you. You can basically write a script and get a teleprompter app on your phone. But if you do that, you do have to practice. So it doesn't look like you're just reading a script. That's not very engaging, right? So then that's really not going to do much to connect you with your audience, which is kind of the whole point here. What I actually recommend is having a bullet list of points to make and then simply, have them on your phone and just look down at each bullet one at a time, then deliver that idea in your own words to the camera. Then you would basically just edit out all the parts where you're looking down, reading off your phone. And actually having lots of cuts in your video are okay. You'll notice that many YouTube videos are in fact made that way. So you've made this amazing, valuable video. Now, what do you do with it? First of all, you definitely want to post it to YouTube. That's where you're going to get the most potential eyeballs on it. Not Vimeo, but YouTube. Then, once you've done that, you're going to embed that video right on your existing blog post page so it accompanies the blog post itself. And since Google owns YouTube, embedding a video with the same keywords that you're trying to rank your blog post for are going to help that article rank in search, and having it embedded in a related blog post page will help that video rank in YouTube. It's a huge win-win. All right, the next way to repurpose is one I actually use myself, which is create a podcast. So everyone has their own preferred way to consume content, right? Some people do like to watch videos. Some like to read, and others like to listen. Particularly busy people who don't have time in any other way and they want to learn stuff on the go, like when they're driving, commuting, or working out. And podcasts, honestly, are really huge right now, and they're only getting more popular every year. And honestly, not every niche is going to be a good fit for a podcast, but if you have customers that want to be educated on your topic, then it can work out really well. So how exactly do you do this? First thing is to determine your best blog posts. Like videos, not every single blog post you have is going to make a great podcast episode. Some might really rely on visuals, while some are more a natural fit for just having a conversation about. And you really should have at least 5 episodes when you launch your podcast, because if a listener likes what they hear, you basically want them to continue listening to more than one of your episodes right off the bat. Your goal here is just to get them hooked. And it's really hard to do that with one episode, and then they have to wait a week for the next one. You want to give them 3 to 5 episodes to binge on right away. Now, you technically could just read your articles into a good mic and call it a podcast episode, but I don't recommend doing it that way. So personally, I listen to a ton of podcasts, and I really can't take the ones where I can just tell they're dryly reading from a script. I like the ones where I can basically get to know the host over a course of a few episodes and get a sense of their personality. And that is really the secret sauce of this whole thing. You want people to listen to you and feel like they know you after a short amount of time. So just like with the video, you want to make a list of bullet points and just take your time delivering them in your own voice and make it conversational. Podcasts can actually have a little more breathing room than videos in general. People usually just want to learn and get out quickly with the video because they're actively participating in that and they want to get on with their day. But when they put on a podcast, they're generally doing other things. So they'll be okay with more banter and tangents along the way as long as it's entertaining. And all you really need here is a good microphone. I recommend the Rode Podcaster. It's what I use personally. And then you just need a free audio editing program like Audacity. And that's something you can learn to use in less than an hour and you're good to go. Okay, next, you can shorten your content into a LinkedIn post. So repurposing your content into LinkedIn posts provides yet another avenue for reaching new readers and just generally growing your online presence. And this also can be a great addition in your content strategy because LinkedIn articles are actually indexed by Google, so you can use them to be found and then direct traffic back to your website. But here's a tip. You definitely want to wait a few days to a week after you post your blog post on your site before you repurpose it on LinkedIn. Google will typically rank the first instance of a piece of content that it finds and basically treat the other one as duplicate content, which basically means it's not going to be ranked in the search engine. So it's a good idea to give your blog post which is the thing you really want to rank. You want to give that a head start. And it's a good idea to actually change your LinkedIn version enough anyway, so it also has the chance to rank, basically doubling your exposure. And you want to make sure you link back to the original article on your site to get people back to your home turf, as well as a little bit of extra SEO juice that you'll get from the links. And since LinkedIn is a social platform, you want to end that shortened version on LinkedIn by asking your contacts a question related to the post. So this invites a bit of discussion and gives you more opportunity to engage with and deepen your relationship with anyone who reads it. You can also post your YouTube video here or promote your podcast for extra exposure. Okay, next up, you can shorten them even more into Instagram posts. Now, this is actually something that I'm now starting to do. So trust me when I say I've done my research here. Instagram is a really great place to get your content seen, but you need to use a different approach. It's a different kind of platform. So people aren't really on Instagram so much to learn, but more to be inspired. So let's say you have an article about how to train your puppy on your blog. You could include a whole caption of text from your blog post, but here's what might work better. Okay, just get a great photo of you and your dog on, a bar patio somewhere and caption it with, "Life is good when you can bring your dog anywhere." Then just offer up one quick tip from the article. And the best part about this is you can take one blog post and get probably 5 to 10 Instagram posts out of it. You can also take your YouTube videos, if you have any, shorten them into 30 to 60 second standalone clips, and then post them to IGTV, which is their native video hosting platform. And if you don't have any videos, Instagram is actually the best place to get your feet wet and practice your on-camera skills by going live. And I actually challenge you to try this. I want you to do it. Take one of your blog posts that you already have, find a really juicy piece of advice or a really quick tip you can give to give your audience a really quick win, then go into your stories and go live for just 60 seconds or less, okay? Deliver the tip just like you're talking to your friends about it, because guess what? You're on Instagram, you are talking to your friends, And if you do this, I actually want you to tag me in it at Wes McDowell because I want to see what you come up with. You can also natively post shortened versions of your post on Facebook, Medium, Pinterest, and Twitter. Okay, next up, you can repurpose your Instagram captions as emails. Okay, so one of the easiest little time savers I'm going to share with you is that once you write your Instagram caption for your post, that exact same text can be just slightly tweaked to be the basis of an email you send out to your list, letting them know about your new article, video, or podcast episode. Now, the reason this works so well is that both mediums are meant to be very conversational. So when you're writing an Instagram caption, it should be worded like you're talking to your friends. The gist of that caption, again, should be delivering a quick piece of advice and letting them know there's even more value waiting for them on your website. And while you can't exactly link to that post in your Instagram caption, unfortunately, you can link to it in your email. So you can also add in personalization things like including your subscriber's first name. So be sure to take advantage of that as well. Okay, next, you can rework your original post into a guest post for someone else's blog. So I'm sure by now you've heard of guest posting. This is basically when you write and publish an article on someone else's blog. So it's a great way to basically borrow and get in front of somebody else's audience. And if you can negotiate getting a link back to your site, it's got some great SEO value behind it as well. But what you don't want to do here is just give that blog owner a duplicate version of your post. So whenever you offer a guest post, it really needs to be original content. But the good news is, you're not starting from scratch here. We're just repurposing what you've already got. So you can either rewrite it in a different way, or you can focus on one particular angle of the original post and expand on that. So for instance, if I were to offer this video right here, the topic of this video as a guest post, I might just make it all about how to repurpose your blog post as a podcast and really focus on that. So that would make it fundamentally unique from the content of this video, simply because I changed and tightened the focus. So like I said, repurposing your content as video is a really amazing opportunity for any small business. So here's a video that's gonna help you use it even more effectively this year. So just click right here to see how you can use video on your website to really take your business up to the next level. So again, click right here and I'll see you in a second.